Welcome. This is episode number 63 from Quarantiki. So, coming at you back live from the home bar. I've had the chance to get out to Boise. Yay, Boise! Yay, Boise! Boise! Work sent me to Boise. And I had a chance to go to Devil's Den in Boise. Doing it right. They're having a lot of fun. They're working with what they got in Idaho, which is a limited selection of what they can get in terms of alcohols, and they're doing a great job with what they can get. Decor's on point. They're excited about what they're doing, and they're having a lot of fun. So that was kind of cool to see. So there we go. There was what I did in the last week. Let's see what else is going on. It's Pride Week, and so we're going to do something associated with Pride, as you maybe could tell from the line of shots sitting here. So we're going to do that. But there are other things that are happening in the world. So 32 years ago, I had the great opportunity to serve as best man for my best friend's wedding, best friend and his wife's wedding. And they have been gracious enough on their journeys to occasionally send me a bottle of rum. And one of those is this delightful little rum from St. Lucia. This is a Bounty rum. Bounty's, I believe, the number one selling rum on St. Lucia. Uh, I have a number of other St. Lucian rums. I quite like them. Um, they do some really interesting things that are funky, but not funky in the same way that Jamaican rums are funky, and I really like those. This rum, this rum is a little less on the funky side and is a little more sort of standard, middle of the road fare, but it's still got some interesting characteristics. It's still definitely a St. Lucian rum. I know that Richard and Annette tried this rum while they were in St. Lucia. It was not to their liking, but they thought that I might appreciate it, and they were right. And so that's pretty awesome. So we're going to give a toast out to Richard and Annette, who probably aren't watching. They're not huge cocktail fans, but they seem to like me, and they seem to tolerate me, so that's okay. So here we go.
We have a Colleen and a Dave.
Colleen and David, excellent. Thank you for tuning in. Here's to Richard and Annette, their kids, and 32 years of being married. So, yeah, I think this is fairly low proof. This is what, 40%? Yeah, 40%. As opposed to, usually when I'm reaching for
St. Lucia.
a St. Lucian rum, we're pulling up, Hamilton's St. Lucian rum at Hamilton's import, which is clocking it at 46 and a half, or we have the cast strengths from S&R that are absolutely brilliant, but they're single cask, and so they're almost gone. And so I'm glad we bought bottles. I'm just gonna say bottles. So Rick and Annette, happy anniversary. Mm. Yep, still got that St. Lucian funk. If you imagine taking a really heavy, funky St. Lucian and mixing it kind of with like Bacardi Gold, Bacardi Black, you get something kind of like that. I think is what.
So we have.
What do we have? What do we have?
Greetings from California from Greg.
Greetings from California. So Greg's on. Excellent, excellent.
And Chris says tonight's drink is another smoothie
Oh,
with a bit of cheap orange vodka for orange flavoring. Still trying to kick the crud.
trying to kick the crud, so not being really hefty on the alcohol out there in Kansas, and so really orange infused vodka. Did they infuse it themselves, or is it just orange vodka? I don't know. So what am I doing? Oh, that reminds me. I happen to be gifted with a number of bottles of Bacardi Gold, and I mean Bacardi Gold is what it is, and I thought maybe I could do something else with it, And so what I've done is I've elected to take those wonderful Georgia peaches that we had and slice those guys up, and they have been steadily infusing in a couple of bottles. And I keep tasting them, and the peach is getting more and more pronounced, and the Bacardi is getting less and less pronounced, and that's exactly the direction I wanted them to go in. So maybe next week we'll have some peach flavored rum cocktails to go with. But that's not what we're going to do this evening. This evening, I have in front of me a series of shot glasses forming the rainbow. And the challenge in front of me was to prep drinks that are going to use each one of these. So here we have Campari, we have Aperol, Strega, Midori, Blue Curacao, and Empress Gin, which is the new one in town. This is the newest acquired alcohol that I have. And it has some really interesting characteristics to it. We will be having fun with chemistry later on, and you'll see what it does.
Mark Goodwin says,
Mr.
hello.
Goodwin! Mr. Goodwin is signed in. Excellent. Is your lovely wife also joining us? So I have to use these. So I was looking around at cocktails that I hadn't had in a while, and one of the cocktails that I have not had in a while is Negroni. Negroni is a very, very simple cocktail. Negroni is equal parts, which is always easy to remember. It is gin, red vermouth, or red sweet vermouth, and usually Campari. But you can use, in fact, other aperitivos or Amaris or other things in there. And that base profile has gotten played with a little bit through the years. So if you substitute out the gin and substitute in like rye or bourbon, then you have what's called a Boulevardier. If you substitute out the gin and you replace it with a Jamaican rum, then you get what's called a Kingston Negroni. The Kingston Negroni is quite nice, but for my taste, I don't think the big, hefty, funky Jamaican rums go really well with my vermouth of choice, which is Carpano Antica. Carpano Antica, there we go, yes. So I needed to play around a little bit and see what else I could do. So what we're going to do this evening is we are going to do two separate Negronis. They are only going to be separated by the fact that one is going to use Campari and one is going to use Aperol, because my wife can't stand Campari, so I will be making her Negroni with Aperol, and this will knock out these two. And I'm going to use a rum from Barbados, and so we are going to call this the Bridgetown Negroni, because Bridgetown is the largest city on Barbados. So there you go. So instead of the Kingston Negroni, we're going to do the Bridgetown Negroni. All right, so what do I need here? I need an ounce of vermouth.
We have, Mark says, just him and some rum.
Excellent, excellent choice. I'm not excellent in that you are by yourself, but excellent choice of things to be quaffing, sir. So we need an ounce of vermouth. And yes, this is the same bottle of Carpano Antica you saw me using last week. I promptly sealed it up and put it into the refrigerator. I'm about to the point where I want to switch this over for a smaller container so that I can contain the amount of oxygen that it's seeing. All right, what's next? Next would be our ingredients up here. I actually measured these out ahead of time, so here is 1 ounce of Campari. Sorry, I'm ruining the rainbow. And there's 1 ounce of Aperol. Next up, we need 1 ounce, because it's equal measures, of the rum. And the rum we are going to use is R.L. Seal's rum, this finest Barbados rum. It is not, in fact, the finest Barbados rum. There are other Barbadian rums, Bajan rums, that are quite good. 43% alcohol. This is aged 10 years, so it's no slouch. Solid rum, flagship of the Foursquare line, along with things like Dorley's 10 and 12 year. But I think this I was very surprised when I was putting this cocktail together. I hit it out of the park with the first one. I really liked this rum. It worked well with these. So actually, it worked really well with the Aperol. And I went, well, if it worked well with the Aperol, it'll probably work well with the Campari. I'm drinking the Campari, so it doesn't really matter, right? If it turns out that it's not a good choice, well, oh well.
Mark has Mount Gay 1703 Black Barrel.
Excellent. Mark is drinking Mount Gay, which is also Barbados? Yes, Mount Gay is also Barbados. Is it not?
Yes.
Yes, my poor brain.
It's actually in Bridgetown.
It's in Bridgetown. Oh, so I could have used Mount Gay. I think I do have a Mount Gay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which one, but I do have some. All right, so what we're going to do now is, you'll note that I am not putting these in shakers. I put them in mixing pints, and what we're going to do is add some ice, and then we're going to stir these. So when you see a pro doing this, you will see the pro who will stick his spoons in and he will do this. Yeah, that's a pro. The amateur says, I'm going to hold off on that one, and I'm going to do one at a time because, well, I'm an amateur. And in the meantime, I'm going to set out a couple of rocks glasses, and we have a couple of large rocks that are going to go in there, like such. Reach over and grab bartending spoon, and then we're going to do this. I am not ambidextrous. I don't practice being ambidextrous, and as a consequence, yeah, I got to do this. Got to do it one at a time. I have no idea how much of a mess I would make if I tried to use my left hand for this. So, I'm sure in a pinch I could do that. You know, if death were calling and I really needed a cocktail, I'm sure I could figure out a way to stir it with my left hand. Does that happen very often? Not that I know of. And we're going to let this get really cold. I found the secret to this was getting it really, really cold. Unfortunately, what has happened is I dribbled a little bit of the red vermouth down my hand, my right hand, which means the spoon is actually sticking to my fingers, which is making it a little difficult to twirl this.
Bonita.
Hello, Bonita. Welcome. All right, that is moving very smoothly in here. It is quite cold. I'm going to let it sit for a moment, and we're going to do the same thing to the other. I poured the ice, right? And then this goes in here. This makes a little more noise because it is a metal mixing pint. This is actually my travel mixing pint. So, yes, I have a travel kit for taking with me when I go places, including a little tiny Mr. bottle of Angostura. Thank you, shaker and spoon. Now, one of the problems with this metal shaker, the mixing tin, is that it is in fact insulated, and as a consequence, I have no idea how cold this is getting. So I'm just going to stir a little more. Oops. Oops. How are we doing? That is in fact cold enough. Goes over the rock like such. And this is the wife's Bridgetown Negroni. And then this would be my Bridgetown Negroni. Now, this is a spirit-forward cocktail. You note there's no lime juice, there's no fruit juices in here. This is all spirits. It's a hefty cocktail, and we're going to start there for the evening. My dear wife is going to come over, and she is going to take a sip. I am going to reach over here. I'm going to do one last touch with this. We're going to do a spritz. Choop. And just stick that right in there. Some orange peel. I assume you didn't want to see me sitting there slicing the orange, cutting the orange. So we're just going to cut to the chase.
I have my Pride shirt on, so I'm
So she matched, except for those two that are gone.
Right.
Yep.
So now
but they're even in the right order, right?
I can do
got it
this,
in the right order.
right?
Yep.
So now we're at this point.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
this drink goes here.
Right. Now,
And your
this
drink goes
this
here.
drink goes here. So it goes- All right, so here we go. The Bridgetown Negroni.
Mm.
Yeah. I think I like the Aperol one better.
Do you want to taste it?
Well, sure, we can. For my money, and I kind of like the flavor of the Campari. Campari tastes more like the peel of
Yes.
citrus fruit. That is the
Yes.
flavor that I get from that, which is okay in certain cocktails. The Aperol is more rounded. It's more of the fruit, the meat of the fruit. And I think that makes this drink better, actually, with the Aperol than it does with the Campari. Yep. And I'm pretty certain you're happier with yours. Yep.
Yes.
All right. There we go. Success. 2 down.
So you mentioned Devil's Den. Do you want to talk a little bit about Devil's Den?
So Devil's Den is in Boise, Idaho, and it opened relatively recently. I think it was like January or February of this year. And we were able to, business colleague and I, were able to sneak in Thursday evening, relatively early, relatively low traffic, but there was always a party coming in and usually a party going out at about the same time. So one of the things I really love about people that do tiki right is they get the magic and they get the escapism. So it's really hard to tell that Devil's Den is there as you are passing on the street if you're driving by. If you're walking, it's pretty obvious. There's a nice sign there, but what you have to do is you have to descend down. It's in the basement of a building. There's a little sign that says Devil's Den. You go down there, you open the door, and as you walk down this other flight of stairs, you're suddenly aware that you're in a different space. It's very much like you have entered a different space. You hit the landing with the sign that says Devil's Den on it, and the staff yells out to you, "Welcome, sit anywhere," and that's their shtick. And as we came down and we're sitting down, I immediately recognized the music, which was kind of cool. It was Los Straitjackets that were playing, and moments later, after sitting down, I realized that it was not only Los Straitjackets, but it was Los Straitjackets doing a version of the Game of Thrones theme song. So that was instantly a hit with me. I had just recently downloaded that particular song, so I was ecstatically happy about that. We did switch over to some 70s and 80s music a little later, but that first walk in, you're hit with the tiki music and the exotica and the surf music, and it's a different light, and they've got the decorations. It's not like overwhelmingly decorated. It's not like there's tiki stuff everywhere. It's not the flotsam and jetsam. Everything is crammed in with tiki stuff. But it's very nice. It's very tastefully done. I really liked it in that regard. And Idaho does have some pretty strict guidelines on what liquors they can import and what their bartenders can work with. And I got to say, I think they did a really good job with the rums that they have there. And they had multiple. So they had multiple agave spirit drinks. They had multiple whiskey drinks, and they had, of course, several rum drinks on the menu, including a classic 3 Dots and a Dash and a classic Mai Tai. They did a riff on the grog, which is Space Captain's grog. I don't know exactly what was in it. It's a typical grog. There's 3 rums and then there's some playing around, and that was ecstatically good. I really, really enjoyed that. So, we also had bowls of ramen and some shishito peppers as an appetizer. It was all quite good, quite lovely. We had a chance to sit down and talk with the bartender for a while. He played saxophone at one point. Song came on, there was a saxophone riff. He pulled his saxophone out from the back and stood on the platform landing and played saxophone. So, they're having fun with it, which you hit the escapism, you hit some level of authenticity, and you have fun with it. I'm good with that. I think that is a credible addition to the Tiki universe, and very definitely a credible addition for Boise. Awesome. Good to see this happening in a place like Boise. I mean, you kind of expect tiki in sort of the larger, you know, New York, Washington, D.C., San Francisco, L.A., Chicago. You might not expect a good tiki bar to be sitting in Boise, and so it was very nice to see. So kudos to you, guys at Devil's Den, guys and gals at Devil's Den.
We've got Trace McKee.
Hello, Trace. Awesome. It's hard for us to keep track of absolutely everybody that signs in, but we do our best. We try. Let's see.
David and Chris like your parrot.
Like my parrot, my light up parrot. I finally got the parrot. So the last couple of weeks, the parrot has been somewhere on the bar, and at least on one occasion, he made it onto the shirt. But tonight, I finally got him lighting up. I don't know if you can actually see it. Every once in a while, he blinks. Yeah, there's lights on him. I was just hoping to get the parrot on screen. The parrot is on screen, so that's awesome. Cool. All right, so what else are we going to do? Next, the Stonewall Swizzle. So I love making swizzles. Swizzles are fun. Seemed like a thing to do for Pride is a swizzle, because I don't know, something about Pride and swizzles and that sort of thing. So we're gonna do a swizzle. I need a Collins glass for this. Where are my Collins glasses? I thought I had Collins glasses sitting out. I did. Here's one right here. Ta-da! That's what I did the original version in. So this is another original cocktail, but it is also a riff on multiple cocktails that are out there. So there is a cocktail called the Queen's Park Swizzle, and I thought Queen's Park, you know, Stonewall was a riot by a bunch of old queens, so you know that kind of works. And I need to use this stuff, which is Strega, and Strega, I don't know, for some reason I link Strega and Chartreuse in my brain. They're not at all similar flavor profiles, although they have a variety of different botanicals in them. This is actually flavored and colored with saffron. It has a little bit of an anise flavor to it. It's not nearly as complex as Chartreuse, but there is a Chartreuse swizzle that is done at Smuggler's Cove that I'm quite fond of as well. So what I'm going to do is combine some elements of the Queen's Park Swizzle and the Chartreuse Swizzle into a cocktail that we hope does justice to the Stonewall riots, which kind of kicked off individuals in the GLBT community saying, we're done, we've had enough. We've had enough being second-class citizens in the country. So this is my ode to Stonewall. I hope it turns out okay. Like Stonewall, weren't really sure that it turned out okay until many years later. So we're going to give this a shot. The first thing to do for the Queen's Park Swizzle is dumping a bunch of mint leaves in the bottom of the glass. So we're going to add some mint leaves here. And we want a fair amount of mint leaves. We want kind of a bottom layer of mint in this. But it's not going to go anywhere because we want the bottom of this glass to be kind of green. This will work. We are going to muddle this, so that's why I'm not bothering to bruise the leaves or anything, because they're going to get enough bruising in a moment. All right, there we go. That seems like plenty old leaves. All right, next up, I'm going to add a little bit of pineapple juice. We're going to add 1 ounce of pineapple juice to this. I'm not going to add all of the pineapple juice at this point, though. I'm going to add ½ ounce of pineapple juice. Stick that in there. Right, and then I am going to muddle it. So we're going to reach over, we're going to grab our little muddler, and we're just going to smack things out. If I added the full ounce of pineapple, this would be a little harder to muddle, because there'd be so much liquid. You don't want to obliterate these leaves, you just want them to give up some of that minty essence. It's also part of the reason why we didn't just throw some mint sprigs in there, because you don't want the stems. Because if you start breaking up the stems, that'll give you a really woody taste to it. That's not what we're after here. So then we'll add the other ½ ounce of the pineapple juice. Okay, 1 ounce pineapple juice. bunch of mint leaves. It's not a bad way to start. Lime juice next. That's lime juice. Excellent. 3/4 of an ounce fresh squeezed lime juice. Lime juice. The single most frequent ingredient in tiki cocktails. Fresh squeezed lime juice. Even more so than rum. Yes, fresh squeezed lime juice. Now, when I first made this drink earlier today, I tried going off of the chartreuse swizzle and tried using velvet falernum for this. And the falernum and the strega was not a match made in heaven. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over. I tried doing a little tasting of some strega and some allspice dram together, and that seemed to work pretty well. So what I'm going to do is 1/4 ounce of the allspice dram, also known as pimento dram. That goes in there. And then I will do 1/4 ounce of the falernum. So we're not giving up on the falernum entirely, but instead of the 1/2 ounce, we're going to go with 1/4 ounce. Now, I will freely admit that I was not entirely happy with this cocktail when I threw it together the first time earlier today, and so we are playing around a little bit. So we have high hopes. All right, so here we have 1 ounce of strega, and we need another 1/2 ounce of strega. And strega is, what is the proof on the strega? 40%. All right, so it's not, we're not getting a hefty amount of liquor here. All right, so there's a 1/2 ounce, and there's a full ounce. All right. Okay, next up. Again, first tastings of this, it seemed like it needed some other liquor in here besides the strega to help round this out. So we are going to go with the Plantation 3-Star. Originally, earlier today, I tried doing this with the St. Lucian, with the Hamilton St. Lucian. And the funk of the Hamilton and the strega, I don't think that was a match made in heaven. So I want something a little cleaner, but still brings some flavor to the yard, and that is going to be our Plantation 3-Star. So this is me playing around. We'll see how well this comes out. We need crushed ice in here, which means I need my ice scoop. There it is. How's everyone doing? We were at a party yesterday, and I must say, I was part of the problem here, that every conversation started with, so how have you been the last year? How was COVID to you? And I'm really, really looking forward to that not being how we start conversations anymore. All right, so now we're going to do a swizzle. This goes in. And we are going to get a little bit of the mint leaves coming up. I may need a little bit more crushed ice in there. We will see. I'm going to taste this. See how well I'm doing here. There's a secret ingredient that's going in this. And then, oh, wrong one. It's right the first time. We are going to use new bitters. We announced that we had new bitters in the house last week, but we didn't open them and therefore didn't use them. We are going to change that. So we are using the El Guapo Polynesian Kiss. Is there a particular reason why I'm using the Polynesian Kiss? No. I think the flavors will go well, but there is no riff off the name or anything else. So we're just going to go 5 or 6 quick dashes of the El Guapo Polynesian Kiss. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now for a Queen's Park Swizzle, this is topped with like a 1/4 ounce of Angostura bitters. So you get this red line across the top and the mint leaves down at the bottom. It's a very pretty drink. I'm just not terribly attracted to that cocktail. And as a consequence, I'm going to not do a great big like 1/4 ounce of the bitters. I mean, it's pretty, but those flavors just don't kind of work for me. All right.
Mark says Rebecca did join in.
Hello, Rebecca.
David said you did put in 2.5 ounces. You put in the shot glass and then 1.5 ounces after.
No, I did a 1/2 ounce and then I did a full ounce. I did not flip this over, so I did not do a full 1.5 ounces.
He's saying you did 1.5 ounces in the jigger and then the ounce from the shot glass.
Oh shit, I did. Well, that's the secret to making a good cocktail, I guess, because it's better. It needed the extra Strega? Wow. That's actually really pretty good. Wow. That's kind of amazing.
Good catch, David.
Good catch. And you made my... Now I know how to make this drink better, because I would not have suspected, I would not have known that I had put 2.5 ounces in. Oh my gosh. Well, this is in the long line of Swizzles, like the 151 Swizzle, which is made with 151 and therefore is a little potent. This is going to be a little potent. So we should probably put a Pride straw in here, not the straw Thulu. That would be kind of disturbing.
Our straws are short, though.
All of them? Oh yeah,
That'll be okay.
that's still fine. So we have these little Pride straws, right?
Yeah.
And there we go. Do you want to taste this
I do.
and see what you think? You tasted sort of a watered down version of the earlier one, and was like,
Oh, that's much better.
yeah. So okay. So the trick is, I'm gonna have to change that recipe.
Yeah.
We want 2.5 ounces
Yeah,
of Strega.
2.5 ounces of Strega.
Wow. Okay. Well, that'll be interesting.
That's yummy.
I could garnish this up with some, like a twill of lemon or lime or something along those lines, but I think this is okay.
Yeah.
I can always reach in and top it off with a little bit of, and it fell apart, broke. We're live, you can tell.
Oh, I thought you were gonna do a Greg.
Oh no.
So,
So we were watching How to Drink with Greg, different Greg, not the Greg that's currently logged in.
do
And
you want to sip before I walk away with this?
yes, please. It's starting to get that
Swizzle foam.
the swizzle
So-
ice
Yeah.
on the So if you do a swizzle right and let it sit for just a little bit, you will get an actual coating of ice on the outside of the glass. If it gets really, really cold, the swizzles are traditionally served with a napkin around the glass so you can actually hold it because it's so cold. So finally getting there. Excellent. No, that's really good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. The first one also didn't have the mint in the bottom, and I think that makes it. That works really well. So extra Strega and mint. Good to know. And nicely decorated too. Woohoo! There you have it. There's the Stonewall Swizzle, and I'm not going to see that drink again, which is okay because I still have my Negroni. So, did you finish your Negroni? Oh my gosh. Okay. And we have eliminated 3 of our shot glasses here. And then I'm going to cheat a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and use the next 2. And unlike the previous cocktails, where you can kind of see the redness coming through on the Negroni and the orange on the Aperol Negroni, you definitely saw the yellow of the Strega on the Stonewall Swizzle. I didn't want to do like 7 different cocktails this evening, or 5 or 6. And when you start to combine this color of green and that color of blue and a little bit of brown from some rum or something, you quickly wind up with a really unattractive drink. So while these are very, very pretty, we are not going to see these colors in the final drink. So look at them now and appreciate them now, because this will be the last time we see these colors. This is the coloration is also being affected because we had a family friend drop off a special ingredient that we are going to use this evening. She was trying to make some strawberry jam, and it did not set up. Whatever, I think the recipe she was using did not call for pectin, because I know there's no pectin in this, and whatever was supposed to set it up didn't. So basically we have strawberry sauce, and we are going to use the strawberry sauce as the sweeter ingredient in this cocktail. This is going to be a sweet cocktail. It's got strawberry sauce. It's going to add a bunch of sweetness. The Midori is kind of sweet as well. The blue curacao is kind of sweet. So yeah, this is gonna be a sweet cocktail, and it's gonna be a really ugly color. So we're gonna put this in a glass that is really cool on its own, and I haven't had a chance to use it yet. This is the new Archipelago zombie mug, right? So zombie glass. This is not because it has a zombie on it, because it doesn't have a zombie on it. Just this style of tall tumbler is referred to in tiki parlance as a zombie glass, because this is what traditionally zombies are sold in. And so this is painted on. It has a black background, so it is neatly going to obscure the fact that this is a hideously disgusting looking drink. So what are we going to do? We are going to put a bunch of ingredients in a shaker, shake them up, and throw them in here. All right, fine, cool. I have not said what this drink is called. So at the risk of being offensive to all of my queer friends, I'm lovingly calling this Flaming Fruits, because there's going to be a lot of fruit notes in this, and, well, I'm going to set things on fire, because I can. So there you go, Flaming Fruits. We are going to go with 2 full ounces of the strawberry syrup. It is not, on its own, tremendously sweet, and so I can get away with the 2 ounces, and I really, really wanted to make sure that the strawberry flavor came through. And Star assures me, in our trials earlier today, that the strawberry really came through. In fact, I think she would have been happier if we cut back the strawberry a little bit. Would you like me to do that, hun? Would you like me to cut this?
No, that was yummy.
She said it was yummy. All right. It is really thick. I mean, it's not like just pourable sauce, which is, you know, you can't really spread this on toast, but I mean, it certainly would be really good on ice cream or something along those lines. Wow, this is going to take forever. Let me do this. We're just going to slowly coax it out. There we go. Come on. Come on. There we go. There. 2 ounces strawberry sauce. Thank you, Anne. All right, so 2 ounces strawberry sauce. Glorp, 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 glorp. Do not worry, we are going to strain this cocktail. Now, unfortunately, there's no way I was going to go with a full ounce of Midori and a full ounce of blue curacao. So we're going to use half ounces. And the lover of symmetry that I am, I could not pour these as half ounces. I had to do a full ounce pour. So as a consequence, I need to pour off half an ounce of each of these. Half an ounce Japanese Midori honeydew honey melon liqueur. Half an ounce blue curacao. Is there a reason we are using blue curacao instead of regular curacao?
Because it's blue.
Because it's blue. I needed a blue color for this cocktail. Because, well, pride, right? Okay. Wow, that's kind of scary looking. All right. Actually, it almost looks like it's fluorescing. That's really weird. we need to tart this up because the flamin' fruits need to be tart. So we need a full ounce of lime juice.
You're just making this for John, aren't you?
I am making this for John. Hi, John. Hope you're watching or get around to watching at some point. Full ounce lime juice. I'm going to go a quarter ounce, just a quarter of lemon juice as well. I think this needs this extra tartness, but I don't want all of that tartness throughout the cocktail. I just want it up front, and that's what the lemon juice will do. Okay, next up, we need a hefty rum. We need something that can stand up to this, and I went with a full ounce of the Smith & Cross and then a half ounce of a lighter rum. I'm thinking that's still only an ounce and a half. I think I might want to go to 2 ounces, so I'm going to go 3/4 of an ounce of... No, I'm going to go a full ounce of the Smith & Cross. You have to be a little careful because the Smith & Cross is overproof. It clocks in at 57%. So let's do an ounce and a half. Yep, full ounce and a half Smith & Cross. I don't want to lose the strawberry notes, but I think we're going to be okay. Ounce and a half, and then I need a half ounce of a lighter rum. I'm just going to go ahead and reach for the Angostura 1919. I think that's a fine choice here. Could go with the clear rum. I don't think it'd make any difference, quite frankly. Yeah, no, probably not. Okay, half ounce. There we go. Do, right? So we've got the rums, we got the lime juice, the Curacao, the Midori, the strawberry syrup. I want 1 ounce of orange juice in this. Again, fresh squeezed orange juice. It complements the berries. And, well, the more fruit, the better, right? Speaking of more fruit, better, I am reaching for my fruit bitters. We're going to go with a little bit of rhubarb. We're going to go with a little bit of peach. A little bit of light fluctuating behind me. There you go, a little bit of plum bitters. Love these plum bitters, they're so good. A little bit of orange bitters. Orange bitters.
Orange.
I'm just doing basically a solid full dash of each one of these fruit bitters. Somewhere over here, I have my blackberry bitters. Nope, that's celery. That's absinthe. That's blackberry. And we're going to do a full dash of the blackberry. This goes out to my fruit friends. Blackberry. And love who you want to. So we're going to use some Love Potion. Love Potion bitters from El Guapo. And I'm actually going to go with 2 dashes of this. Actually, I'm going to go with 3 because this dasher bottle is not like full dashes. We're going to go with 3. 1, 2, 3. My wife is laughing over there, so she's got comments coming in, I'm sure.
This is looking like the Waldorf salad of tiki cocktail.
It kind of is. It really is. There's so much fruit in this. It's so much fun. But that is it. All right. So we just drink this. No, we're going to shake this, actually. So just throw some, not crushed ice, regular old ice cubes in here. Right up in here. All right. So far, so good. Need to shake this. And then we're going to get on our tiki garnishing game. There. Because that strawberry sauce is a little thick, gotta shake the leaving daylights out of this. Get everything all nice incorporated. I'm gonna throw a little bit of crushed ice in there. Not even a half scoop. Then we are going to double strain this. So, strainer, just a simple tea strainer. That's pretty much what we all use. Okay. There's nothing flaming about this yet. We'll get there. Oh, it's so muddy brown. Oh, it's so disgusting.
We did have fun at Pancake and Pride.
Yes, so yesterday was kind of an all-day event at a friend's place celebrating, doing a Pride celebration that they do every year, aside from last year, called Pancakes and Pride. It's a lot of fun. Lots of fun. A lot of breakfast. Whole bunch of Thai food at the end. All right. This is taking way too long to double strain. Oh my gosh. And what are you doing to me with this really, really thick strawberry sauce? If this ever to become an actual thing in some cocktail bar somewhere, don't order this. You will piss off your bartender because it's going to take him so long to make this drink. Meanwhile, you know, there's 30 frat boys that are yelling at him, I need another PBR! Yeah, you're just going to annoy your bartender. Don't order drinks like this, unless they're really not busy. Or the bar happens to specialize in doing cocktails like this, in which case they better be staffed for it. This would be like the Carousel Bar in New Orleans, which is staffed to handle the fact that people are going to be ordering the Ramos Gin Fizz, which classically takes 10 minutes to make. This drink hopefully is not taking 10 minutes to make, although we might be getting pretty close. Yeah, see, what's happening here is the strawberry puree is clogging up the pores of the strainer, and that's not
Trace says we're not in a hurry.
We're not in a hurry.
Greg says, remember, patience is both a virtue and a discipline.
Aww.
All the feels.
All the feels, absolutely. All right. Look at that. I think we're there. Okay. Ta-da. And now we get to have some fun. Because standing there tapping on your strainer is not a whole lot of fun. But what is fun is taking strawberries and cutting the hole out of the strawberry. And then you're going to take a knife. Just going to do a little slit on the bottom of the fruit. And we're going to stick that, open this up a little bit. Come on. There we go. All right, we're going to stick that up there. And queens like their tiaras.
No, they are not real jellyfish.
No? All right. There's two. And you know what the heck? We're gonna do a third one. Because I can. Because I can. Right? Okay, so we got 3 strawberries there. And then I'm gonna do something that I never do. Never ever do. I don't do it. I'm gonna do it tonight. We are gonna break out the Lemon Heart 151. And we are going to pour a little 151 into these strawberries. And then we are going to take sugar cubes. And if you do this right, you will not cut far enough into the strawberry such that you get a little reservoir. If you do cut too deeply, you can just pour the 151 over the sugar cube. Like such. Now, you can light these as is, but then you don't quite see the flame quite as well, because the 151 glows with kind of a pale bluish flame. But if you just do a couple of drops of a lemon extract on those, now you're combining the 151 and the lemon extract. But we're still not done. No, can't be done yet. No, no, no. Because, well, this is going to be like a flaming crown, so we're going to have to do, like, wrap this around, right? Make a full crown out of this Ta-da. How's that? Oh, crown's hanging off. All right, so she's had a little too much to drink. It's all right. It's all right. Got a designated driver. Bring her home. It's okay. We're gonna do the same thing with lemon twist. You go around here, there.
This is over the top garnish.
Over the top garnish, cause yeah, I mean, come on. Anything else need to go in there? I had something else sitting out there. Oh, yeah, sure, why not? This is not something I would ever use as a garnish, but it's over the, like you said, it's over the top. It's just gonna go in here. It's gonna sit in here. It's gonna get burned by the flames. Look at this. Isn't this awesome? Okay, we do need a straw in here. I'm gonna go with a metal straw. I'm gonna put it in off the side here. Then, if all goes right, this will light up and look really pretty. There we go. Pale blue flames. Can we see the pale blue flames? I'm gonna turn down the, there we go. Ta-da! Pale blue flames. Oh, it's nice and warm. Yay. Nice and warm here. And never serve flaming drinks to your patrons, or at least give them the cautionary tale of do not drink this while there are still flames. This is one of the problems with using 151, is that the pale blue flames are really hard to see, so it's sometimes hard to tell when they've gone out. Consequently, you can hold your hand over it to know whether or not it's still producing heat. If it's still producing heat, you don't want to be serving this to your guest yet. And oh look, it is no longer producing heat. That's all good. There we go. We're back. And we're back. Yay! And there you go. This is a tribute to Pride everywhere. A little flaming crown with over-the-top garnish. A metal straw sticking out the side for I don't know why. There you go. There you go, my dear.
Oh, that is lovely.
Is it truly lovely?
It is truly lovely.
Yes. And then the strawberries, to eat the strawberries. You can dunk them or just throw the sugar cubes into the drink, but they've been caramelized, the top of them has. And so just grabbing a strawberry and popping that into your mouth with a little caramelized burnt sugar on the strawberry, really quite yummy. Quite yummy.
Mm.
This isn't, I sincerely contemplated doing more garnish to this. I have this purple sugar over here, and I was going to do a purple sugar rim on it, and I was like, no. It won't show up. There you go. There's our flamin' fruits. Which, whew, that's been 3 drinks. Wow, we're sailing past here. But I have 1 more ounce of a liqueur to deal with. And we have a violet liqueur. I could have gone and done some variation on the aviation and just done a creme de violet, but no. What's the fun in that? We need to do something special. So we're going to do a trans pride cocktail. Again, this is riffing off various other cocktails that make use of Empress Gin and its unique properties, which you will see. And here is, we're going to do this. This is just, like I said, it's a riff off of these cocktails, and, well, you'll see what it does, right? Oh, I should point out, these guys, the Negronis, had large clear cubed ice, and I know some bars have like an ice press where they can press like an insignia of their bar into the ice. So on a real clear solid rock, you can see the insignia. As it turns out, if you have a sweetie that is purchased for you Cthulhu challenge coins like this one, it is sufficiently heavy metal to cause the ice to melt, and the bas relief is deep enough where you can actually do an imprint of Cthulhu on your ice. That's just freaking cool. So there you go. So if you come by, I'll see what I can do about giving you an ice cube with the imprint of Cthulhu on it. If you want. I'm not going to force it on you. All right, so what are we going to do? So we're going to do a trans pride drink. All right, so we need some lemon juice and we need my pineapple oleosaccharum. All right, so this is actually in equal parts. So lemon juice, we're going to go a full 1.5 ounces of lemon juice. Jigger. 1.5 ounces. Oop. Yick. There we go. Dun, dun, dun. I'm just going to have to double check. Yes, lemon juice. That was 3/4. Oop. There we go. And 3/4. That makes 1.5 ounces. And then we have the pineapple oleosaccharum. So, like pineapple, whatchamacallit? Yeah. So what I did was the last time we had a pineapple around here, which wasn't that long ago, because you can see like pineapple fronds. We juiced the pineapple, but I took all of the rind off and cut the rind into chunks, weighed it, and then added an equal amount of white sugar to that, and just put it in a tub, shook it all up so the sugar coated all of the rinds, and over about a 2-day process, the sugar pulled a huge amount of liquid out of the rinds. And so you end up with this simple syrup that has this vague pineapple flavor to it, but it has kind of a grassy note too, because it's not from the flesh of the pineapple, it's from the rind of the pineapple, which is a really interesting flavor. And it's very subtle, but it's really kind of cool. And I think it's going to work really well in this cocktail. At least it seemed to work pretty well earlier, so we're going to give that a try. Equal part here. This is, because it's equal weight, so this is essentially a 1-to-1 syrup. It's not too sweet, but we do need something to counteract that full 1.5 ounces of lemon juice. So there's 3/4 and 3/4 1.5 ounces pineapple oleosaccharum. Yes. Oh, that's so tasty. No booze. No booze go in here. Nope. No booze. Instead, we're going to take this glass right here. We're going to fill this with some crushed ice. Like such. But maybe not that much. And then we're going to go 2 ounces of this Empress gin. So there's 1 ounce. Here is the second. Nope, can't use that. I need one of these. There's a reason I can't use the same jigger. It will become clear eventually. Okay, it won't become clear. It will become pink. All right. I may not have enough room in this glass. Need different glass. Uh-oh. Can I do this? That's probably better. Very blue! Very, very blue. Okay, and now we are going to take and we're going to add cubed ice to this, to our mixture of syrup and lemon juice. Bunch of ice there. Yes, indeedy. Yep. We're going to shake this. No alcohol, just shakies. I do need some more crushed ice in that glass. Oh, James Bond theme coming on. There we go. Yeah, that's looking better. All right. Okay. All right. I think we're in business here. Do need to strain this. Where's my strainer? Throw the strainer in the sink. This strainer. No need to double strain here. Just a single strain. You ready? Trans Pride cocktail coming at you. Starts off violet and blue. And dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Da, 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 da. Oh, what's happening here? Oh, what's happening here? Wait, there's violet on the top. And there's blue on the bottom. And strange things are happening with the cocktail. Strange things. And presto changeo. Wow. This cocktail's a lot larger than I thought it was. That's pink. Started out blue. Now it's pink. How's that? That's pretty awesome. Man, that's a really big drink. Ah! My Pilsner glass is smaller than my Collins glass. Wow. Taller glass. Maybe hurricane glass? Is the hurricane glass bigger? Wow. I could go with my full Collins glass. Maybe?
I don't know.
Yes. Okay. Whew. Because there's still more in the shaker, right? Here we go.
So is that like the trans person changing clothes 15 times?
Yeah, probably. All right. So we have a blue liqueur, blue or violet liqueur. Not liqueur, spirit. And this is in fact infused with pea flower. And what happens is it reacts with citrus to change its color. So you could actually do this. I did it earlier because I'm a total geek. I took a shot glass of the Empress Gin, solid violet blue color, and I took a dropper with lemon juice and just like, 1 drop? Is it pink yet? Nope. 2 drops? Is it pink yet? 3 drops? Is it pink yet? I had so much fun doing that. Yeah, it was a tremendous amount of fun. All right, this is it. I finally found a glass it fits in. Oh my gosh. We need a straw for this. I'll just stick a nice straw in here from Surfside Sips. We'll add a little bit more ice because we can. And this is surprisingly light and refreshing. You could top this off with like a little seltzer, club soda, something along those lines if you really wanted to. It is delightfully cute and pink. Oh, that's good. Empress Gin. Empress 1908.
Oh, that's yummy.
Violet, deep violet bottle.
I put a link to it.
It is very pretty and allows you to do weird things like change the color.
Yeah.
Right? It's not because it's gin. Not all gins do this.
No.
It's the pea flower that is in here that makes that happen. So there you go. We've done 2 variations of the Bridgetown Negroni.
Mm-hmm.
We discovered that the Aperol version is in fact the better version of that, as is noticed by the fact that she's done with hers and has drunk at least 1 more cocktail, if not 2, since then.
So it was the Campari and the Aperol.
And then we did the Strega drink, which was the Stonewall Swizzle.
Right.
Which
it ended up we needed an extra ounce of Strega in.
Yes. And the mint. The mint was, the mint really worked. And then we did the strawberry one, right? The flame, oh my gosh, over the top garnish.
Yes.
The flaming fruits, which used Midori, and it used blue curacao and the red strawberry sauce.
You're right.
To produce icky brown, don't show it to anybody cocktail.
Right.
And after having done that one, I had to do something showy and pretty.
Right.
So we did the TG Pride cocktail, which uses the Empress Gin violet color that changes in the presence of citrus. But
Pretty pink.
changes in the presence of acid, right? You
Right.
could do the same thing with adding citric acid. You could do lime juice. You could do lemon juice. It does not work as well with orange juice. It's just not
Acidic enough.
acidic enough. I mean, it will change. It's just not quite as dramatic. And if I'd gotten the glass right, it would have been actually prettier. The thing that I wanted to do was I did not want to use a glass that had any sort of insignia on it because I didn't want to block the color change.
Right.
As it turns out, I needed a larger glass. Who knew?
I find it hysterical that, the
I had to-
trans drink had to change clothes 4 times.
It only had to, 1, 2 come together to make the drink 3, 4, 5.
6.
Did I start out at that
Yeah.
one? I started out with that one. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I should have just gone with the Tall Collins glass. It would have worked. Oh well. So there you have it. This is our salute to Pride. As messy as it can possibly be.
Yeah.
And as over the top with flaming strawberries
Yeah.
and so much fun. I hope you guys have had fun watching me make cocktails. Love to you all. Love who you want. And we will talk to you next week with Quarantiki number 64.
4th of July.
4th of July weekend. So there you go. I'm going to drink a little bit more of the Trans Pride cocktail because dang if this ain't tasty. So we'll talk to you later. I can't just sit back and drink this because I have to reach over and hit the button that says end the live broadcast.